approval and adoption of the public meeting minutes from May 17th, 2022 and June 1st, 2022. Can I get a mover? Thank you, Brent. All in favor? Thank you. Members are to state any pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof before items are to be discussed. Are there any declarations this evening? I see none. This public meeting is to consider the closing, stopping up and sale to the adjoining landowner thereof, that portion of the original shoreline road allowance fronting their property along Lake Clear in the geographic township of Sebastopol in the township of Bonnechere Valley. The lands affected are more particularly described as follows: that portion of the unopened shore road allowance Lake Clear located in front of part lot 28, concession 7 in the geographic township of Sebastopol, municipally known as 381 Klondike Road, and the property owner is owned by Joan Leader. The public meeting is a requirement of the Planning Act. In accordance with this Planning Act, notice must be given at least 20 days before the public meeting is held. Would the clerk please report on the circulation of notice?
So on June 8th, 2022, the notice was circulated to all the property owners within 120 meters of the subject property. The notice was published in the Eganville Leader and it appeared in the June 8th, 2022 edition. And the notice of the meeting was also posted on the township's website. It was emailed to the agencies as required under the Planning Act on June 9th, 2022.
The 20-day note, thank you, Dana. The 20-day notice have been given. I now declare this meeting properly constituted to transact its business. Would the clerk please report on any written comments received?
There wasn't any.
Thank you very much. Do any members of the public wish to speak to the sale of the shoreline road allowance? Does the owner or agent for the property wish to speak to the sale of the shore road allowance? Are there any questions, comments from members of council? Excellent. I believe we discussed this a few months ago. This is just housekeeping to clean it up.
No, this is new.
Oh, this is a different one than the other Klondike. Oh, there's movement on Klondike Road. Okay. This therefore completes the public meeting process. Council will give careful consideration to the arguments for or against the sale of the road allowance requested for this property. The bylaw will be brought forward to council for consideration of passing when a survey has been completed. Any person wishing to receive written notice of the sale of the road allowance being considered at this meeting must leave their name and mailing address with the township clerk in writing or using the chat function if attending by Zoom conferencing. As required by section 34, 14.5 of the Planning Act, council is required to inform the public of who is entitled to appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal under sections 34(11) and 19 under section 34(11). If council decides to refuse an application or refuses or neglects to make a decision on an application within 120 days of the municipal clerk receiving the application, the applicant or the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing may appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal by filing an appeal with the clerk of the municipality. Section 34(19), not later than 20 days after giving notice of passing of the bylaw, the applicant, any person or public body who made oral submissions at the public meeting or made a written submission to council before the bylaw was passed, or the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing may appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal by filing an appeal with the clerk of the municipality. I now declare this public meeting closed at 5:19 p.m. And it is 5:20. All right. Welcome back to this public meeting on July 12th, 2022 at 5:20 PM. Being 5:20, this meeting is held by council under section 34 of the Planning Act is now called to order. Members are to state any pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof before items are discussed. Are there any declarations this evening? I see none. This public meeting is to consider an application for a minor variance. The applicant is seeking relief of the 5 meter, 16.4 foot height restriction in the zoning bylaw. Property owner has built a garage that is 26 feet or so required relief is 9.6 feet. The property is located on part lot 19, concession 9 in the geographic township of South Algona. Property is located on at 1365 Ruby Road. The public meeting is a requirement of the Planning Act. In accordance with the Planning Act, notice must be given at least 20 days before the public meeting is held. Would the clerk please report on the circulation of notice?
So on June 22nd, 2022, the notice was circulated to all property owners within 60 meters of the subject property. The notice was posted at the property and the notice of the meeting was posted on the township's website.
Thank you, Dana. The 20-day notice have been given. I now declare the meeting properly constituted to transact its business. Would the clerk please report on any written comments received? Thank you. Do any members of the public wish to speak to the minor variance? Does the owner or agent for the property wish to speak to the minor variance? Are there questions, comments from the Committee of Adjustment? I did have one. This reads like the garage is already built. Is that correct, Darrell?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Want me to elaborate?
Yeah, I really would. Thank you.
So this permit slipped through the cracks last year. The owner thought the permit was issued and he hired a contractor to go ahead and get the garage. It came too late when I started here, so I started looking into it. And then I talked to the owner and we got the permit issued. The fees have been paid. And then I told him, I spoke to Bruce up at the county and he suggested that we put it for a minor variance. So if the property ever was up for sale, it's on record.
Excellent idea. Okay, thanks for taking care of this then. Yeah. All right. Does anybody else have a question, comment, concern? This therefore completes the public meeting process. Committee will give careful consideration to the arguments for or against the minor variance requested for this property. Is committee prepared to make a decision for or against the minor variance? You're all okay to make a decision?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it's in such a location. that-
Okay, the decision of the committee of, yeah.
No.
The decision of the Committee of Adjustment will be circulated to applicant and anyone who has submitted comments. Notice is hereby given that the last date for appealing this decision to the Ontario Land Tribunal is August 1st, 2022. I now declare this public meeting closed at 5:23 PM. Thank you.